Hello and welcome to Elecspo. Right, transfers are going wild nowadays, with Jack Grealish going to Manchester City for an alleged £100 million. The money in football is crazy right now, and something I don't think anyone could have predicted. I mean, Christ, if you told me Arsenal would be bidding £30 million for Aaron Ramsdale, I'd be ringing the doctors telling them I'm worried about you. There's going to be some big transfers this summer, there already has been, but today I'm going back to Football Manager 2011. I've simulated until the end of the 2021 summer transfer window, and I'm going to take a look at the 10 biggest deals, but only for real players. I'm not interested in regens. On top of that, I'll also see where each player is in reality, just to sum up how wrong Football Manager 2011 got things. But to be fair, who could blame them? I mean, if they'd managed to predict the £73 million Jadon Sancho transfer to Man United back in 2011, back when Jadon Sancho was only in nappies, I'd be a little bit worried. So let's do it. I'm James from Elecspo, and this is the 10 most expensive signings in the summer of 2021 according to Football Manager 2011. Let's go. Number 10, Matej Vydra. We're starting off with I was going to say a Premier League regular, but he's not really, he spends most of his days on the bench. We're starting with Burnley's Matej Vydra, who won FM 2011 in the summer of 2021, has secured a big money move in relative terms to Liverpool. He is signed for the Reds for £7.25 million, is the most expensive transfer of his career so far. In reality, that's even less than he's gone for when he went to Derby. I think they paid £8 million for him. I bet Burnley paid a similar fee. On this simulation, Matej Vydra has never actually played in England. He's went from Udinese to Angers to Lens to Metalist. That was just a loan spell. Oh no, he went permanently to Metalist, and then after one season where he only scored 9 goals, they sold him to Liverpool for £7.25 million, the 10th most expensive signing in world football in the summer of 2021. I mean, that speaks volumes about how little money there is going around on FM11. And to be honest, it's not even a very good signing. I mean, let's have a little look at his goal scoring return, shall we? Only twice in this simulation has Matej Vydra hit double figures. Why on earth have Liverpool spent what is probably quite a lot of money on him? Number 9, Paul Jose Poku. Is it Poku or Poku? I don't know, it doesn't matter. Either way, he is signed for Zenit St. Petersburg for £8.25 million. And after 2 appearances, he's probably got an average rating of a 6 and an average rating of a 7 to give him an average rating of 6.5, which isn't very good. But he's been good for Genoa throughout this simulation. Well, he's been okay in the past few years, and he is now one of the most expensive signings in the world at just £8.25 million. Gone to Russia, Zenit are giving him 33 grand a week. In this simulation, and Poku was played 25 times for Belgium. In reality, he has never represented his country. Instead, he's playing for Congo. And in terms of club football, he's been all over. Now he's playing for Konyaspor in Turkey. Number 8, Mehdi Abeid. It's a name I know well, it's a name other Newcastle fans will remember as well. Mehdi Abeid on FM11 has swapped Hertha Berlin for Palermo for a big fee of £9 million on the back of getting 10 Bundesliga goals, which is pretty damn good really. He only played 23 times. From a midfielder, averaging a goal every other game is pretty damn good. In this simulation, he never actually made it England, he never played for Newcastle. Instead, it was Rangers where he actually really started to cut his teeth. Then he moved to Hertha. It wasn't very good actually for a couple of years. It was the most recent season where he was good, and now he's gone to Palermo for £9 million. We still haven't cracked the £10 million mark. I mean, we've got players who are going to be going for £100 million this summer. On FM11, Mehdi Abeid, the 8th most expensive player in the world this summer, and he's only gone for £9 million. I mean, at Newcastle, he had a spell where he was actually really good. He was an absolute beast in the middle of the park. And it just hasn't worked out for him. He's actually playing in the UAE now for Al Nassr. A million miles away from the Premier League. Well, not a million miles away. I mean, unless he went the wrong way. Figuratively speaking, he's a long way away from the Premier League or elite European football. Number 7, Danny Wilson. He's a man synonymous with this era of Football Manager. He's an absolute legend of defensive duties on FM. He's played 103 times for Scotland here, and he's just secured a big move to Real Madrid. That's right, he joined Liverpool in 2010 for £2 million. He went straight into the first team, and he's been so good the entirety of this simulation. 7s every season. One season he got as high as a 7.52, which for a centre-back is ridiculously good. So for £11.25 million, Real Madrid have got an absolute bargain. His debut went grade 2, 7.6 average rating. Danny Wilson, the new Alan Hansen at the back. Well, he was for Liverpool, now he's at Real Madrid. He's the new Jonathan Woodgate. I mean, he was English. British though. Either way, might be the new Sergio Ramos for all we know. Incredible at the back, 125 grand a week for a man who in reality never really did cut it at Liverpool. I don't know why I said he didn't really cut it. He didn't cut it at all. He couldn't even cut up his dinner. Maybe he had soup for his dinner. Doesn't matter. Danny Wilson in reality now playing for Colorado Rapids. Number 6, Dennis Appiah. Real Madrid have been busy boys this summer. They've got a new centre-back pairing. First they splashed out on Danny Wilson, now it is Frenchman Dennis Appiah, and they've spent £12.75 million on him. You know what, this guy's brought in a fair bit of cash over the years. He went to Spartak Moscow from Blackburn for 12 million quid. He was pretty good in Russia. At Blackburn he wasn't great, but it's his form in Russia which has got him a move to Real Madrid. Just like Danny Wilson, he did great on his debut, 7.4 rating. In total, Dennis Appiah has cost just shy of 30 million quid. 30 million quid? 30 million quid during his career. I suppose it is 30 million quids. Why is quid always plural? It doesn't matter. We're not here to talk about currency, for goodness sake. What about the euro, eh? I wonder how much this transfer was in pesetas. Why am I still talking about currency, man? Someone slap us around the head. Dennis Appiah, a man on Football Manager. I mean, really, when you look at his ratings here, 13 for heading and 13 for tackling. Defensively, that's not great. He's good at positioning, which is effectively just standing in the right position. And he can anticipate things, which probably helps him stand in the right position. Dennis Appiah, a man who, in reality, nowhere near Real Madrid. Instead, he's playing for Nantes in France. Really hard not to say Nantes there. I hope that doesn't get me demonetized. Christ, why have I said it? I'm going to leave it in anyway. Number 5, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Finally, we've got a player who could actually demand a fairly big transfer fee. I mean, I don't know if anyone wants Chamberlain this summer, but on FM11, they predicted him to go from Leicester to Everton for £15 million. The man playing for Liverpool in reality on FM11 is an Everton player. At Leicester, I mean, he fluctuated up and down from the Championship to the Premier League and then up and down like a bloody roller coaster. In the Championship, he's a little bit of a goal machine and an assist machine. He's just an all-round machine, Chamberlain. In the Premier League, not quite as much of a machine, but still okay. He also had loan spells at Hearts. He was in Man United as well, £2.2 million. Did absolutely nothing there, and now he's an Everton player for 15 million quid. Only one cap for England and one goal. I mean, Chamberlain's not very good on this simulation, is he? But I mean, he was only a baby when this game came out. It's impressive he's still actually going and still a Premier League player. And on FM, the 5th most expensive player in the world at £15 million. I'm sure he cost double that when he went to Liverpool the other year. Number 4, Brian Rabeo. When I first saw this guy's name, I thought it was Brian Ruiz, the ex-Fulham guy, the one that scored that unbelievable chip back in the day. Mike Ashley tried to lure him away in his helicopter and it didn't work. It's not him, it is Brian Rabeo, an FM legend of FM11, playing for Chile, 125 grand a week, just signing for Napoli for a huge fee of £17 million. Man City signed from Colo Colo as a kid, and he never really got a chance. Never got a chance at the Etihad. Sold to Real Sociedad, did brilliantly in Spain, a season in the Bundesliga, performances were great, and now he's cost 17 million quid for Napoli. Brian Rabeo, I mean, I think he played for Sevilla in reality, but never really cracked European football. And now, well, he's still in Europe, but he's not going to be earning 125 grand a week, put it that way. In reality, Brian Rabeo is now playing for Atromitos in Greece. So I suppose at least it's sunny. Probably get a tan. Maybe he's have a bottle of Mythos on his day off. It's a nice lager, that one. Number 3, Thiago Alves. When I saw this guy's name, I thought there's no way this guy's real. Thiago Alves just screamed Brazilian regen. There's so many regens going around on, I mean, obviously we're 10 years into the future here, particularly South American ones, coming through the likes of Flamengo, your Santos or your Palmeiras or Other Brazilian clubs are available, but no, Thiago Alves is a real boy, and a real boy who was just signed for Inter Milan for £20.5 million. His career has mainly been spent at Zenit St Petersburg. They paid £8.5 million for him. They've more than doubled their money, sending him to Inter Milan, where on his debut he got a goal and he got an assist. Only an average rating of 7.6. I mean, surely if you're getting a goal and an assist, that you've got to be getting a 9. What was he doing the rest of the time? Just picking his nose and waving at people in the crowd? Who knows, but what we can gain from this, Thiago Alves is indeed a real boy who was actually playing in the UAE for Al Ahly for a couple of years, getting 20 goals a season, went back to Brazil, got 19 goals in a season, and since then, he's never really got close to that tally ever again. In reality, his career has been a little bit crazy, and he's now playing for Gamba Osaka in Japan. Number 2, Lucas Moura. Real Madrid are the big spenders on FM11 in 2021, unlike in reality where they haven't got a pot to piss in, and they have signed Lucas Moura for £30 million. Lucas Moura, an absolute... I mean, at this time when this game was coming out, the guy was meant to be the next best thing coming out of the Sao Paulo Academy. It was Lucas Moura and it was Ganso. In reality, Lucas Moura playing for Spurs, not quite as good as we thought he was going to be, but still pretty damn good. Ganso, I wouldn't know him if I walked past him in the street. Although I don't know why he would be walking through the streets of South Shields. He's not playing for South Shields, I'll tell you that. Lucas Moura though, on this simulation, he went to Juventus from Sao Paulo, 20 million quid. Great at Juventus, had 2 incredible seasons the most recent couple of years. Now he's gone to Real Madrid for 30 million quid. In reality, Lucas Moura actually went for even more money than that when he joined PSG back in the day. The move to Spurs wasn't quite as much, but at 30 million quid, Lucas Moura is the second most expensive signing in world football in 2021 on FM 2011. That was a bit of a mouthful, but now it is time for the number 1 most expensive player in the world in 2021. Spoiler alert, I already said this at the start, it isn't Jadon Sancho. And number 1, Raphael Holzhauser. Yes, Raphael Holzhauser, the Austrian box-to-box midfielder, is the most expensive player in the world. £30.5 million, taking him from Manchester United to Barcelona, which is quite frankly ludicrous considering only 2 years ago Man United spent more than that on him, and he's been really good at Old Trafford. They signed him from Real Madrid, he was wonderful at Real Madrid, he's been to Malaga, he's been to Rangers. Man United signed him twice for goodness sake. Man United have really got this transfer all wrong, but he is the most expensive player in the summer of 2021, 175 grand a week, 56 caps for his country, 20 goals. In reality, I think he just missed out on the Austria squad. He certainly wasn't there at the Euros. They were rubbish anyway, it didn't matter. But look at this man, his first touch is impeccable, passing's exceptional, technique amazing, he's strong, he's physical, he's composed. He's literally got the lot. For a centre midfielder, you couldn't ask for more than Raphael Holzhauser on FM11. In this era of the game, I would always sign Holzhauser. He was absolutely brilliant as a midfielder. You could put him in your team straight away and he would always be great. As you can see here, he's played for Madrid, Barcelona and Man United at an incredibly high level. In reality, he's playing for Beerschot, which just sounds like a terrible order at a bar, doesn't it? We will leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Elecspo. And until next time, we will see you around.